What is up, Flick fans, and welcome back to my channel. We just watched the brand new movie,
Bohemian Rhapsody. Hello, beautiful people.
Oh gosh, well, she's tried it and failed. You guys, we are here talking about Bohemian Rhapsody, directed mostly by Bryan Singer and starring Rami Malek in our lead role. Madison, you were very excited for this movie, that's why you're here. It's been a while. How you been?
I've been okay, I started getting up at 4 a.m. to go work out, so there's that.
Yeah, that's why she's not been able to go and watch as many movies with me as of late, but we're here. We've watched this one of your most anticipated, and recently, one of my most, because that trailer, it just blew me away along with everybody else. But we are talking Bohemian Rhapsody. If you guys don't know how my reviews work, I like to talk about the good, the bad, and then give you my score. We have a lot going on this weekend, a lot of Netflix content. I have a contest going on. Check the description. You can enter, win a $50 Fandango gift card, and I just launched a Patreon page. We have two patrons. Thank you guys for following me on there, and we got a lot of cool stuff going on, so you don't want to miss that. But right now, I'm gonna shut up. We're gonna get into this.
This movie's about a chronicle of the years leading up to Queen's legendary appearance at the Live Aid 1985 concert.
That is a very accurate description, and that's exactly what this movie is about. It's not a film that is going to get you to deep dive into it and soak in all of its contents. It does things that we expect it to do with a musical biopic, but those things, for me, were just so entertaining. Madison, here's my test on if I like a movie or not. Okay. When I have to pee, do I want to get up and pee, or do I want to sit and watch the entire movie without peeing and hold my bladder? Now I had to go. Now I had to go. Why?
Because you went to the bathroom.
Well, no. But listen. I'm still kind of rolling in it. So I had to go. I'm not rolling in my pee. I had to go really bad, so I had to get up. But I did not want to leave this movie because
you wouldn't have got up if it was Star Wars.
I would have peed in the floor. I wanted to stick through this movie from beginning to end. Now, the scene that I missed, thanks for filling me in, by the way. You just shushed me when I sat down.
No, I said nothing happened.
Yeah, but something obviously happened. It was a faraway bathroom.
Am I supposed to memorize the lines and repeat them back to you?
Yes, very quietly. But no, I did not want to leave because I was entertained, I was engrossed, and I think the biggest thing here is the performance by Rami Malek. The guy he does a deep dive when he fades into obscurity or fades into a character, and he really did that here. I see Freddie Mercury. I don't see Rami Malek, and that is a true testament to the performance and how well he did as the character. Now, here's my thing, Madison. This movie is not getting the best reviews.
Why? You keep saying that, but I don't understand.
It's not getting the best reviews. There are many reasons why it could not be getting the best reviews. It is definitely conventional. It's definitely a bit cliched, but it's fun, it's engrossing, and it's entertaining. But because it's not getting the best reviews, I don't know if he is going to get a nomination that he rightfully deserves, because I truly believe he deserves to get nominated for Best Actor.
Easily.
He did everything he needed to do. The performances, the musical abilities, even though he is just lip syncing, and I'm sure they added a bit of him in there as well, but even though he's just lip syncing, everything was perfect. Go back and watch that final concert, which is my favorite and pretty much everybody's favorite scene in the film. They did something special. I'm not going to say what they did because some people may consider it a spoiler, but they did something that I think a lot of people aren't going to expect with that last scene, kind of rolling through it, if you will, and it was brilliant. Madison, what did you like about this movie?
Everything. The beginning all the way to the end. I just loved every second of it. I soaked it all in, and I have to admit, I have been waiting on this since they announced it. Every single
little bias.
Just a little. And I love music, and I love Queen so much already. So yeah, there was a little bias there, but it was so good.
That's okay.
A 58 on Rotten Tomatoes? No. I'm sorry, no.
That's okay.
It doesn't make sense.
Sometimes it's okay to be a little biased. I'll admit every now and then I'll be a little biased towards a movie that I was really excited for, but sometimes you just have to peel back the layers and look at it. While there aren't very many layers to this film, they did something that was a bit generic here, but I think they hit the nail on the head with what they were going for. I think Bryan Singer, now I know some people, I'm going to say that name and be like, oh, Bryan Singer. That's not a reason to give this movie a bad review. If that's what you're doing, and I'm not saying people are doing that, Don't do that. Look at the film. The film, I think it captured the atmosphere of the time. I think it got the time period right. I love the decisions that they made, not to use album tracks when he was performing. They used the performances. You can hear Freddie Mercury's breaths and his movements. I know it's such a weird critique, but sometimes in movies like this, they will just use the album tracks, and the lip syncing is not good. Even a movie like A Star is Born. I love that film. Love that film. I love that film more than this film. But there is a scene in that movie where the lip syncing by Lady Gaga, the only time they did it, by the way, was not very good. And maybe that was what was meant to happen. But that was just a recent example. But here, it looks like he's actually singing. And you know he's not, because it's his voice. It's Freddie Mercury's voice. But Remy, it all comes back to him. He was perfect, and a lot of the reviews that I've read are saying that the band members are a bit stale. I don't agree. I completely disagree with that. I thought the band members added an interesting dynamic. You say it, or you see it, and they say it throughout the movie, that they are a family, and it feels like a family, and everything that he goes through, while it doesn't do that deep dive that I was hoping they would do for some of the things that he went through, it still comes back to the fact that he treats them all, and he feels like they're all family to him, and you feel that. You see the emotion. You got a little emotional. I didn't, of course, because I'm a man. But she got a little emotional. Madison, what were you feeling towards the middle and the end of this movie?
It was just, I already knew, obviously, what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Still, like, the movie just moved me. I thought it was so...
Movied you?
It movied me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just got very emotional at the end. I had a little teardrop fall.
Well, that's okay. I think that's the movie does it right. They get you invested in this character. First of all, he's likable. The movie starts out, he's so likable. He's funny. His interactions with the band, coming up and just kind of strutting his stuff, and he knows he's all that. They know he's all that, but like they say in the movie, he doesn't work without them. They don't work without him. And that final scene at the end there, or the final entire act, I will say, the third act of the movie was just, you can see that, the emotion, the love, and the people's response to Queen. Now, they didn't go as deep in, I'll save that for the negatives, but I will say my last big thing in positives is I believe this is some of the best concert scenes, and I'll go to the end. The end was one of the coolest concert experiences I have ever had in a movie, and maybe we all just love Queen, and it's cool seeing the origin story, and you're not going to pay attention to the filmmaker, you're just going to love the origin story of Queen. But no, I thought all of those things worked really well. Madison, any last things to say in the good?
Yeah, just the whole movie. It just felt like a concert the whole time. And it wasn't just like, I feel like in A Star is Born, there was a few concert scenes.
Which were fantastic.
Which are good, but I'm saying, like, this one has multiple, like, even shorts, like, segments of it, and they're all so good. And the sound is really good, and they put the music in just the right place every time, and it all, like, just flowed so smoothly. I love the transitions with the songs.
And maybe that's something that is kind of a cheat code as, we're going to get the Queen fans in on this, even though it's not the best thing that we could do for the movie right now. We're going to get the Queen fans excited. No, I kind of disagree with that. I think they did it the way that they were supposed to do it. They had to span one of my You know what? Let's just get into it.
Gosh, you must have a lot of negatives you keep wanting to get into.
No, I don't.
I think I only have one.
I just want to talk about them and get them out. I'll get mine out of the way first. So I think they span a large amount of time here, and it's really hard to kind of fit and compact all of those things into a 2-hour and 15-minute movie. Well, the movie spans years and years, and it's hard to kind of deep dive into some of the emotional things. Like, there are scenes where I wanted a little bit more, but then they skip a big amount of time. I want a little bit more with this song, and then they skip time. Where are these other songs? You know they did it, and you know that it happened, but they skip chunks of time that I think they could have at least skimmed on and maybe cut out a little bit of the dialogue from the scenes that maybe went on a bit too long, and kind of placed it there and made it more of a cohesive film. Not saying it wasn't cohesive, I'm just saying that maybe would have made it better, a bit more of a film, if you will. Go ahead and say you're bad, because I don't want to take it away.
Well, I was just going to say, on yours, if they did that, if they added these short little things, you would have said they were just kind of like skimming through. I feel like it would be less meaningful, less emotional of a movie without the.
But I still think there were some emotional beats and some story points that I wanted them to hit on that I know from Freddie Mercury in real life that I don't think they nailed on the head. They did a great job. I just don't think they nailed it. This could have been one of my favorite movies of the year, and while it will be in the top tier, I can't get it into my like top 5 or maybe. I
didn't think it was too hard to follow along though with the years.
Oh, not at all. Well,
I love the graphics that they had, like with whatever stadium they were at, whatever year it was, where they were at.
Singer used a very simplistic style of storytelling here, and I'm not afraid to say that, and I'm not even saying it as a major negative. He did what he had to do. He invested you in the story of Queen. I learned a lot. I know a lot of other people learned a lot, and they really kind of did. But we're talking negatives. My other negative is I do believe there were some times where I wanted a bit more from the side characters, and I'm not saying anything about Rami Malek or even the band, but there were some other characters in there where maybe they overstayed their welcome. Maybe it's like, okay, what's this person doing in here? I don't know if we need as much of them. I don't know. I just had some issues with the characters and the writing. Once again, nothing major. Did you feel that at all, or?
I kind of see what you're saying. They were just kind of there, and they had their part. But some of it, I was like, is this true? Like, did this really happen? I don't know. I kind of see what you're saying.
And they're skipping around so much, and it's kind of hard to follow certain characters and how they play a role in his life. Sorry, certain characters.
At the end, when they have that huge Live Aid concert scene, it's all the people, right? You can't have that many people. You can't pay that many extras.
Oh, yes, this is a negative.
They're CGI'd, obviously.
It's not just CGI.
And it kind of reminded me of World War Z when they're like crawling over each other, like.
Or what'd you say coming out of the
theater? They look like Sims characters.
The Sims characters, because they're all doing the same motion.
Yeah,
you
I
can
think
tell
that's what it was, because they were all too in sync. I'm like, we're humans, we suck. We're not that in sync.
And it just looked really CGI. But I said this, I don't necessarily blame the movie as much as I normally would.
What are they supposed to do?
The budget wasn't as big as it could be for a movie with a lot of CGI, and I do think the look of that last concert scene, even with the bad audience, even though they used the same rows and the same people over and over and over, it was still really cool. I was never bored. Madison, anything else?
All I know is I had the bar set really high. I've been waiting on this forever, and it exceeded.
It exceeded. No, that's awesome. Yeah, well, you said it exceeded. I want to know, Madison, what is your score?
It's definitely in the 90s for sure.
Okay, what is it?
For sure. I'm going to have to go 93.
Oh, wow, 93%. That's fantastic. I'm going to give it an 83. And this is a movie that I think could either get better with rewatch, because I feel like it's a really rewatchable movie, or it's just going to kind of stay the same, but I don't ever see myself liking it any less. All right, so what did you guys think of Bohemian Rhapsody? What?
I just wanted to say, Ayo.
That was my echo. What did you guys think of Bohemian Rhapsody? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Do you agree with the critics who really didn't like the movie?
No.
Or are you on the other side? 58%.
Not that bad.
Not that bad.
Those
and you have to look at it as those are the critics that gave it a 6 or higher. Rotten Tomatoes, it's a weird thing, but I'm not looking at that. I really enjoyed the movie. Guys, go check it out. If you like what we're doing here, be sure to give this thing a thumbs up, subscribe, become part of that notification squad.
Ring the bell.
Ring that bell. Yeah, ring that bell, baby. And be sure to enter my contest. Go check out my Patreon. Not that you have to get on there or sign up. Just go check it out and see what I'm offering on there. A lot of cool things. You guys are the absolute best.
And we'll catch you later.
So good at that.